Also, is this an exclusive? Have you told anybody that?
Q&A with Bay. Q&A with Bay. Wedding pros got something to say. Real talk, big vibes. Baby, cut the cake. Q&A with Bay.
Hey, it's Bay, founder of Event Bay and your go-to girl for all things weddings and events. Welcome to season 3 of Q&A with Bay. Now, if you've been here before for seasons 1 and 2, you already know we talk about what really goes on into creating an amazing wedding day. But this season, I am not doing it alone. I am bringing in some of my favorite people in the wedding industry, and I want to talk to them. I want to hear their stories. I want to hear their expertise. And I want you to hear their opinions and probably some things we're probably not supposed to share. And today I have another wedding coordinator to kick off this season in the building. Well, the virtual building. Introducing Cassidy. Cassidy is the owner of Your Bridal Bestie. She's been in the wedding industry for 11 years, and according to her, she is a professional problem solver, honey. Timeline queen and the person making sure nobody bothers you with nonsense on your wedding day. So basically, you get married, have your cocktail, and Cassidy is going to handle all of the chaos for you, which means we are absolutely going to get along. Bridal Bestie, come on in here, girl.
Hey, Faye.
Hey.
How are you? Thank you so much for having me. I'm so freaking excited. It's going to be so much
I am
fun.
so, yes, I am
Yeah.
so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for being here with me
Thank you.
today.
Thanks for inviting me.
Of course. So before we talk about
Mhm.
all things weddings, I want to just talk about you and what, how did you get into this? Like what made you want to be a wedding coordinator? Like all the things.
So I manifested it. I was freaking miserable at my job. I was a buyer, which if you know me, well, you know, my personality, it's like you're sitting at a desk all day, Excel spreadsheets and math, can't do math, was actually terrible at math, was in remedial math in high school. And
Okay.
I was just lost. I didn't know really what I wanted to do. So
Yeah.
years and years ago, there was an Indeed job opening and it was a corporate event planning job.
Mhm.
Now, my resume said and I'll never forget this because we still talk about this today because the people that I used to work with were still very best friends. My resume said communication graduate with an outstanding personality, outrageous personality. My boss at the time, Jody, who's one of my best friends to this day, she looked at it and she tossed it to the side. I should goodbye. Jen, who actually works for me now, was like, no, we got to get this girl in here. She's got a set of balls on her, Jody. Like, let's get her in and let's see what she has to offer. She took the risk on me and there we are. I started my corporate event planning job. Jen got married and she's like, you want to be my day of coordinator? And I'm like, what the day? Can I curse, Bay?
Yes.
Okay, Jesus. All right, good. Unless this would have been really hard for me. She told me, she's like, well, it's like we just do everything that we do on site when we're on our gigs because we used to travel to a different state every weekend, and just do it at my wedding. Make sure that things go according to plan. Manage people, manage vendors, track the timing. And I'm like, great, let's do it. I did it, and then I was like, I think we could do this for a living. And here we are, 10, 11 years later, and this is what I do. So I manifested it.
Okay. Wow. So this was never the plan. This
It
was
was
just
never the
something
plan.
that
I
kind
didn't have
of.
a plan. I didn't know what the freaking plan was. When I tell you I had no idea what I wanted to do, it was
Yeah.
tough. All my friends wanted to be a nurse or a teacher or and I was like, no, I don't, I'm like, there's something more for me out there. I didn't know what it was, but I knew there was something more for me out there. So here we are.
Oh, I love
Very
it.
lucky.
I hope you gave your friend an amazing gift because she kind of
Right.
led you down your path into.
Yeah. Well, she works for me now because she
Oh,
had 2
right.
kids and now she's into PR. And she's like, Cass,
Okay.
I missed it. And this is my baby, as you know, right? Your business
Yeah.
is your baby. And
Mhm.
I wasn't really trusting many people with it because I like things done a certain way. And I knew how she works. Obviously, I've seen her work before.
Yeah.
And, she always jokes around. She's like, where's my royalties? And I'm like, well, how about you just come work for me? And she's like, okay. So it's perfect.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Well, shout out to Jen, honey,
Shout out to
because we
Jen.
would not have
Hey, girl.
our
Yeah.
Cassidy with us. And let me ask you, because you said you're from Long Island.
Long
Did I say
Island.
it right?
Long
Did I say
Island.
it
You
right?
have to say it like that. You
Okay.
can't say Long Island. Just say Long Island. Yes.
Long Island. Okay. So first of all, tell me what's Long Island about you? Like, what's the most Long Island thing about you?
Have you ever been here?
No.
Oh, you got to get over here.
Okay.
I mean,
On the list.
I mean, it's funny because it seems like such a big place, but it's so small. We are such a small island off of Manhattan. Everything about everybody. And it's so funny how it works out that way. Like even the town I grew up in, it was a very small high school. Like not even 200 kids graduated. To this day, I ran our 20-year high school reunion, of course.
Of
Every single
course.
person that walked through the door, I knew their first and last name for their name badge. And like something about them, my friends are like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I just like that. I just know everything about everybody." And I would say that's the most Long Island thing about me. It's so fun. Like,
Got
there's
you.
always like 7 degrees of separation. Even when I'm doing a wedding, like someone will run up to me like, "Cass, oh my God, do you remember me?" Like I remember you from here and there. It's like I'm always knowing somebody. So I feel like that's the most
Mm.
Long Island thing about me for sure. And how I talk. It's so
And
funny.
I mean, of course, I hear
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
accent. I mean, I know
Yeah.
it's not an accent to you, but
Oh
I
no,
can
I get it.
hear it in there.
So when I used to work corporate, we would have like overseas clients, and like I remember
Uh-huh.
one of my bosses like, maybe we should just like tone it down a little bit. So I would, when I used to speak to them, I'd be like, oh, so Long Island, like the weather, I would have to like really,
Mhm.
but then I'm like, nah, I'm from
Tone it
Wilkinson.
down.
I can talk however I want. So
Oh, I love that. So how do you feel like that part of you being from all like
Mhm.
Long Island, like knowing everybody's names and being
Yeah.
really personable has helped you in this industry?
Oh, forget it. So the big thing about my business is making like connections with people, just
Yes.
treating somebody like they're a somebody. And that actually was my motto back in my corporate job. Like always make no matter what their job is, what their role is, like I want to make people feel heard. I want to make people feel seen. And like,
Yes.
it's as simple as when you meet somebody, hi, I'm named Cassidy, and they tell me your name, like I'll remember it in like an hour. Like
Mm.
random aunts and uncles will come up to me at weddings and I'll say, "Well, thanks, Aunt Angela, for everything." And they're like, "Wow, you remembered my name." Like the
People are always so
memorization of
impressed with
it.
that.
Oh yeah. Like, and
They
it's
love
just,
it.
but you make them feel like you leave an impression on them. You
Yes.
make them feel like they're somebody. So I think that's like the biggest thing with me. Like photographers will walk in and I'll have everybody's names down pat. Like if there's 12
Mhm.
bridesmaids, I'll have all your names by the end of the day and your kids' names and your husband and
Yep.
how you guys met. So I
Yep.
feel like that like gives me the upper hand because it's all about how you make people feel, you know?
Mhm. That's absolutely
Yeah.
true, and that's 100% the same with me too. Like I'll absolutely remember everybody, even
Yeah.
like face. I can never forget anybody's face. That's first of all.
Yes.
People from elementary school, I know you from somewhere.
Yes.
I don't know what it is, but I know you from
Yeah.
somewhere. And then for my weddings, like yes, I remember everybody's names. I always try to introduce myself, shake their
Of
hand,
course.
look them in the eye, say hi. I know who you're
Look,
supposed to be doing
yes.
this or that, and it makes the best impression. People love that they feel special that you recognize them and
Right.
you
And you
decided
respect
to
them.
remember it and you respect them to know their name
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're together for such a short time with your
Exactly.
clients, especially with coordination. We don't get to be a part of all the details, but like
Right.
rounding it off and making sure that
Wrangling
everybody's having a great
people.
time.
Yeah. You have to.
Wrangling
And
Uncle Joe.
yeah, over. And if people respect you, people are going to listen to you. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's what I always say. So I'm like, if people respect me off the bat and like I make it a point to like really, want to know them and know who they are. Oh, Cass said we have to do that, so I'm gonna head over there. So it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
love that. I love
Yes.
that. So
Yes.
was there a specific time, like, as you were getting into this industry that you were like, "Wow, like, wait, I'm really good at this. Wait a
It
minute."
honestly, I know this sounds really cheesy, but I feel like it was my God given. Like this is what I was meant to be doing.
Hmm.
100%. Ever since I was young, I love people. Like I've had a million friends. I was very outgoing, one most outgoing in high school, and like
Mm,
I always had a very dominant and strong personality. So I kind of married the two, and I love weddings. When I was younger, I'll never forget it. First wedding, like the first, like not like the first grown up movie I watched was Father of the Bride, and I loved it. I loved
mhm.
everything about that movie. I loved Frank, who was Martin Short, who was also mind. I loved him so much. I loved I loved the formalities. I loved everything about a wedding. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to get married one day. And like you dance with your dad and all this
Yeah.
stuff, the beauty of it. So it kind of just like worked out. It just worked out and like the two came together. And I can honestly say with my whole heart, this was what I was meant to be doing in my life. So I'm very, very lucky because not a lot of people can say that.
Mhm.
So I'm
Mhm.
very blessed.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I kinda
Yeah.
stumbled upon it, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
it
how did I
wasn't
was about
something
to
that
ask you, how did it happen? Like, how did you get into it?
Yeah, so growing up, I wanted to be all the things. So all the things you named, teacher, astronaut, lawyer, I wanted to, like,
Oh,
represent astronauts, a aliens in space or
nah,
something.
you're
I
not.
don't know. I was 11. So growing up, though,
Yeah.
I wanted to be like my dad. I was a daddy's girl. I was with
Yes.
him all the time. He's an architect, so I wanted to be in that space.
Mhm.
Got to college, was an architect major, hated it.
Okay.
studio time, making the models, doing the design work. I was like, I can't do this, Dad. I can't. And I was like, I don't want to disappoint you though. He was like, no,
Oh,
this is whatever you want to do with your life. Like, what are you so interested in? I was like, I like organizing things and I like putting things together,
yep.
but I don't want to do it from this side of it. Like, what can I build from the top? He was like, why don't you think about engineering? So that's what I did. I went to engineering
Really?
field and I became a civil engineer. So that's actually my full time.
Holy
I've been doing
yes. You're
for
brilliant.
the yes, that is
So
what I
you're a
am. I
genius,
am
right?
that is a part of my slogan. So you getting someone who has engineering precision. That is me.
Right.
But then I stumbled upon this because one of my best friends was getting married and she was just like at her wits' end. She was trying to do all this by herself. And honestly, I'm a very spiritual person as well. The
Yes.
Holy Spirit told me she's going to call you. So be
Okay.
prepared. I had no idea. I was just like, okay, I don't know what I need to do. I've never done this before, but I'm an organized person. I can put something in some folders. I don't know. Like,
Right.
so she called me. She was like, Bae, I really need you to just help me on the day. Like, I have so much stuff going on. Can you just be the person that everybody asks questions? I was
And
like, all right,
she
let's
knew.
do the, I think
She knew
I
that
think I did
was
my
you.
first wedding for like maybe $250 in a plate for dinner. Like, it was like nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
My friend, I just wanted to help her. And then I was like, wow, no, like, I really love this. Like, I
Mhm.
could do this for real. And that's how Eventbrite was just kind of born. I just started
Beautiful.
doing events, decor. I had like an Etsy shop. I was doing like DIY stuff for a little bit. And then I really got into the wedding space more because I love. And I
Yeah.
was like, I want to be that person that people can depend on,
Right.
like I want to be them. You
On
don't
their
have to worry
biggest
about
day.
anything. If Bay says it's getting done,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just,
Beautiful.
we're here now.
Yeah, I'm like a firm believer on what's meant for you will never pass you. So it's
Yeah.
like this, it came to us and that's, we took our calling and here we are. So yeah, I
I
love that
love
story.
that
It's
so
great.
much.
You're an engineer. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Brilliant. Wow. Okay.
Everybody
Um,
thinks engineers are boring, but I'm like, I mean, listen,
no,
we have
that,
we're
no, it's
very
no,
multifaceted.
my dad's actually an engineer. It's like,
Oh,
it's
okay.
like, that's
What
tough
what
work.
kind?
He, he works for this actually Long Island, a company called Grumman. He makes like parts for airplanes and like, I don't like,
Yeah.
he's smart. That's all I know.
Northrop
All I know is
Grumman. We
like,
have one of those here too. Yeah, they
yeah.
have locations all over.
All I know is I would never do it. So, so good for
Okay.
you.
You might be good at it. I don't know.
Well,
I
I don't know.
don't
It's a lot of math.
know.
I was the one. I was the
It is
one.
a lot of math.
I was the one in elementary school crying at the table as my dad's trying to teach me math homework because I just couldn't do it. So we'll just say it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is a thing. I have always loved numbers. So yes,
Yeah.
math is such a huge part of it. But
Chocolate.
you've been doing this for 11 years. So what does
Yeah.
Cassidy today know that Cassidy, who just started, absolutely did not know?
Oh Jesus, come on. I mean, I can't even tell you. I remember the first wedding I did. I I wasn't. I think as the years have gone by, I've gotten. I don't want to say stern, but I've gotten more like, don't with me. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
you have to be like that because you figure like what 10, 11 years ago, weddings were not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Especially New York, Long Island weddings, like the logistics were a lot more simple. Now people want to go from point A to point B to point C to point D. So I'm moving like people in between all those points. So, um,
Mm.
I've gotten a lot more like, maybe like stern. I say no. I have no problem saying no. No, I'm so in a nice
Mm-hmm.
way, And when I was in my corporate job, the motto was like, it's never no. It's like, let me see how I could, let me see how I can help you
Yeah.
or let me see what I
Let
can
me
do
see
for
what I
you.
can
No,
do.
now some days it's just like no, because I have no time. Like we got a
Yeah.
very short day and some days it's no. I remember one of the very first weddings I did, it was before the ceremony. It was a very green bridal party. They were very young. It was the icing thing. Like, oh, I'm going to go ice somebody. Like I hate that. So it was before the church, the full blown Catholic mass. They're like, can you go get a Smirnoff ice? We want to ice the bridal party. And um, I'm like, I'm sure that's a good idea because we haven't even gone to church yet. And everyone was like, they were young kids. So they were a little bit banged up, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. And I remember someone was even, one of the groomsmen said, that's what you're being paid for. So you should go do it. Now, let me tell you something. I did it. They did
Okay.
it. People were face. One kid smashed his hand on the glass and got blood all over his shirt right before church. Okay.
Oh.
That's when I bugged down. I turned around and said, oh, I'm like, wasn't a good idea after all, right? Now, if someone ever asked me to do that today, I would be, are you out of your mind? Absolutely not. And I would just
No.
walk away from them. So I think that like what I just say no. You just, say no and just being really firm and confident in your decisions and
Yeah.
your choices, because as you know, the day of is a lot of like executive decisions and a lot of things that you have to think of, like, no, that's why, this is why we're going to do it. So,
Mm-hmm.
so definitely, I've definitely gotten, I've definitely gotten more stern, and I've definitely, gotten more confident, I want to say. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I love that answer because definitely
Yeah.
confidence is a huge part of it. People
Oh,
ask me, "How do
yes.
you stay so, calm?" I was like, "First of all, I have to be. Nobody else knows this shit but me. I have to be the one who is on
And
top of
that's what
everything."
we're meant to be. That's what we're there
Yes.
for,
Yes, like, there's no one else. I have to be on top of it, and I don't have time to argue either. Like,
No,
this is the answer. We have 5 minutes.
that's it.
Move.
Sometimes less. Sometimes less than
Sometimes
5 minutes.
less.
Yeah. Please.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have a question about your name. So you
Yeah.
changed your name from Cassidy Coordinates to Your Bridal Bestie.
Yes.
Why? What made you
So,
do that?
I've been Cassidy. I remember sitting at my parents' kitchen table. Cassidy coordinates. That was that. And my slogan was always like your bridal bestie because I'll never forget it. Like all my clients say that about me. Like Cass, you're not even like we forget you're a vendor sometimes. You're like family to us. You're like a friend because I get very, very
Oh,
close. But that's just my
yeah.
personality. I also get very close to my friends. Like like it's like it all comes back to like treating somebody like they're somebody. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
it's always been my slogan. I have a daughter now. I'm actually pregnant. I'm 20 weeks pregnant today.
Oh
Yes.
my God,
So
congratulations.
thank you. Like, I'm older. I'm 38 years old. I want to be like more present with my daughter and my son eventually, down the
Yeah.
road. So I will never not do this, but I want to build. I have my employee Jen who works for me, and if I can get one more solid person on my team, I think that would be, I think that would be a good move. So like,
Mhm.
I just didn't want to be Cassidy coordinates anymore. You know what I mean?
Got
Like your
you.
bridal bestie. Oh, you have Jen from your bridal bestie? Oh, she's amazing. Like, of course, like I'm gonna be the queen always, but like,
Yeah.
I kind of just wanted to like build, but I don't want to
Mhm,
get, and it's important to say this because I don't want to get huge. Like, I don't want a team of like 20 people because then that's going to take
mhm,
away from like what like my custom boutique like experience. So I would never build
mhm.
like an army of people, but if I can have like a solid two coordinators that work under me under
Yeah.
that name, like I think that would be, I think that would be great. So that's kind of why I shifted to your bridal bestie because I wanted to I'm always Cassie. I'm always going to be Cassie. I'm always going to be coordinating, but I wanted to be a little bit more than that.
Yes, absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
we have to build for the future. It's not just
Yes.
about you,
For
and
the
you also
future.
want your business to be able to run even
Yes.
without you if needed. Like, we of course, this is our
Right.
baby, like we already said, but if we ever need to step away for,
Listen, it
like your little
happens to
bundle
us
coming,
too.
it happens all the time. Like, it can't
Yeah.
just be me, you know?
Right.
So I 100% understand that. I'm absolutely building my team too. It is very difficult.
How many things it's so right? Well, and everyone's like, well,
Oh
you're a
my
control
God.
freak. It's not that I'm a control freak, but I expect it done a certain way. Like this
Yes.
is our reputation. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you said, you have
And
a daughter. This is, and also, of course, like, events bay, that's your first baby too. This is my first baby. So
mhm.
like we expect it done a certain way. So I get it. How
Yes.
many people do you have on your team?
So right now it's me, and I just hired another associate planner
Great.
this year. So it's the two of us,
Congrats.
and then I have two virtual assistants who are amazing, and
Beautiful.
I could not do anything without them. So yeah, it's just us, but yeah, I
Great.
100% understand like trying to build something bigger than you. Also, is this an exclusive? Have you told anybody that you're pregnant?
I've told just friends, but not like the industry yet.
It feels so special. Can we air this?
It
I
actually
just want to
is. So
make
I guess
sure.
it's even exclusive. Yeah. So hello, you've heard it here first, then. Really?
Oh, I love that. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's amazing. So
Thank
that
you.
kind of segues into my next question because you were talking about how your daughter like
Yeah.
brings so much joy to you outside of, weddings, and now you
Yeah.
have your littlest bundle of joy coming.
Yep.
So has being a mom changed any way about like the way you run your business or how you view weddings and families?
Yes. I. Funny you should say this. So back in the day, like you'll get you. A lot of what we do is personality people management. Like how many times has
Yeah.
a bride or a groom or a couple came up to me and they're like, keep my mother away from me, or my mother thinks it's my day, or blah, 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 blah. But let me tell you something. All right. Well, let me tell you something. Now that I'm a mom, when my daughter gets married, that's my day too. Okay. I don't give a shit what anyone you say. So like, and I'll tell them too. Like I'll say to my bro, like sometimes the bride will be like, well, she really wants to do it this way and stuff like that. And I would be like, listen to me. Like now that I see it from a different window and that I'm a
Mm,
mom and that's your daughter and you brought your daughter into the
yeah.
world and like
Mama
like
knows
our
best.
opinion's gonna matter, and that's just how it is. But back then, I'd be like, no, absolutely not. This is not her day. She had her day years ago. So
Yeah.
it's so funny. So I see things differently. I see like a lot of the formalities differently, like the mother son
Mm,
dance, the father daughter dance.
mm.
Like it kind of hits
It
like
hits
hard a little
here.
bit more.
Ugh, I
You know
always
what I
cry
mean?
at those.
Yes. And it's just, it's just different. And like, I kind of pay more attention to like how the parents see things.
Hmm.
Listen, I'm still always going to be ride or die for my couples. Like, yes, at the end of the day, we got to do what they got to do. But I'm also sorry. It kind of softened me and made me see things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Is
No,
that, you feel that
absolutely.
way too after having your
I
little, 100%, right?
absolutely 100%. Like I was talking again, funny that we're talking about this, but I was talking to my husband about it and I was like, I can't wait for the day, the day that Blaze
Yes.
gets married because it's just going to be amazing. But I also want to be, her first, I'm always going to be her first cheerleader, but I want to be that first point. Like, come to me and we do all the things together. Like, I don't want to be just hands off and in the
No.
background. Like, I
And
mean,
we,
yes, it's your
and we
day.
won't, and we won't be. We
And
won't.
we won't be. I don't even think she probably will expect me to be because even now, like she's my little bestie. She calls me her best friend all the time. So I'm
Yes.
like, yes, I'm gonna be there for everything. I'm coming to the bachelorette party too. I'm gonna be at the bridal shower. I'm gonna be doing all the things. Like that's my baby. Yes, I
You know, it's
100%.
it's so funny that you say that because I used to see photos like on Instagram of like the moms that go to the bachelor parties. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, wow, wow, wow. I'll go. I will be there.
I will be there.
If we have to do two, that's fine. But I will be at the bachelor party. I will be at some kind of bachelor
Listen,
activity.
we are a very extra family.
Yes,
So if
yes,
we need to do extras of other
absolutely.
things, absolutely 100%.
Hmm.
All right, now we're going to segue into coordination.
Yes.
So you said something specific in your little Bay Files questionnaire that
Hmm.
I want to talk about. So you said sometimes we as coordinators get a bad rep. I mean,
Yes.
obviously we
Yes.
have feelings about this, so I want to talk about it. So what is your classification of what makes someone a good or reputable wedding coordinator?
If you don't know how to manage people, if you don't know how to speak to people, you're not going to be a good wedding coordinator. I
Period.
don't give a flying sack of shit if I'm so type A, I'm so organized, I have checklists
Yeah.
for everything. I planned my so and so's friend party. I just got married and I love doing this and I love doing that. That's great. That's
Hmm.
that's that's 30% of the job. If you walk in on a wedding day and if you do not know how to speak to people or how, like I said before, make people feel seen
Hmm.
and be a leader and make people want to be like, oh my God, I want to listen to her today, or like I need her at my like you're not going to be a good wedding coordinator. That's just what it is. And
That's
that's
true.
something you can't train anyone. That's why
Yeah.
also the building a team is very hard because that's to me, that's like a God-given talent, right? And
Yeah.
people are out there with it, but like, I can't, I feel bad because I get so many emails of like, people like, hey, listen, I want an internship and stuff like that. And it's like, I can't like there's just a specific way that I feel like makes a very successful coordinator, which I feel which is it's just like very hard to teach,
Hmm.
it's just hard to do.
Hmm.
Um,
It's from within for sure. I
yes,
100% agree with that too. And I think another big one is if you're not trustworthy, like if you cannot back up your word, if you say
yep,
you're going to do something and then you don't, like
yes,
throw it in the trash. Like what
that's
are you
it,
here for? What are
right?
we doing?
Because you figure the like wedding planning, like you have your photographer, the photographer's in charge of photos, you have your videographer's in charge of photos, your florals and your flowers. Wedding planner or wedding coordinator, planning a wedding is and I've said this on the podcast too, it's a very intimate process, I feel. Like you
Hmm.
learn a lot of dynamics. You learn about like things that are going on behind the scenes. Like I can't even tell you how many times like a couple has been dealing with like a heartbreaking situation that like I'm always the first one to know about because and like you help
Yeah.
them navigate it, right? So
Hmm.
being trustworthy, helping them through that, like there's some heavy shit that happens that you have to like work to help people work through to get to that day, which sometimes they're not even going to enjoy because of all the heavy because this is, your wedding's just a very small part of your life. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I just feel like, just making people like want to follow you, trust you, respect you, not just clients. So I want to say this, venues and staff at
Yes.
the venues. All right.
Hmm.
Let me tell you something. And there's also one big thing that makes you a very successful coordinator, in my opinion, is how you treat the people at the place that someone's getting married. Like I do a lot of catering hall weddings on the island, right? I can tell you
Hmm.
right now, I've been doing this for so long. I know everyone's name when I walk in there, the maitre d', the bridal tent, the maintenance people. Okay. Like
Oh, that's awesome.
that's their house and I'm a
Yeah.
visitor at their house. So I'm not going to walk in there with high heels and a clipboard and start telling their staff what to do because like that is not my job, right? I'm a
Yeah.
team. My job is to be the glue to hold everything together. And the ones that I feel like give us a bad rep are the ones that go in there and like, oh, I love weddings. They're so pretty. They're so much fun. I could do this, right? And then immediately like, oh, that's why people are like, you don't need a wedding coordinator at the venues. Like, of course, like I get that. I can see their side of things,
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And
so yeah,
there's
it's
this
something
big
that
trend
pisses me
now.
off.
I don't know what it is. It's like this big trend now with just people who've done their own wedding, feeling like they can
Okay.
now plan everybody else's. I'm
Is it
like,
like that in Florida too? Is it like that in Florida?
I'm in Maryland, but
Oh,
yes,
Maryland, Maryland.
I can assume it's everywhere.
It's like that in Maryland. No, it's
I'm like, what the hell is going on? You did your wedding. Yes,
yes,
it was beautiful, but that doesn't mean that you now know how to plan everybody else's
because
and you
there
can
is
give all of
some,
these tips. Like, please.
but there's also a big difference between planning a wedding and executing one. You
And
know what I mean? Like
execute. Yes. Mm-hmm.
you're not the coordinator, you're the bride or you're the groom. Like you're not the.
Yes.
So like, and then they come out of the woodwork and they charge $29.99, and then people go,
Mm-hmm.
oh, let me go with them, and then they go to a venue and the venue's like, what the and like falls through the cracks. It's crazy to me. Like
Like,
I also, can you agree with me that this job is not glamorous?
oh, absolutely not. I'm usually eating food by a trash can in the back of a room. Like, everybody's like, wedding's so beautiful. I'm like, yep. Uh-huh.
I had to buy a massage gun this year, and every day, every time
Yeah.
I get the morning after a wedding, my husband sit there on my sciatic nerve because of the freaking number of steps that I do. It's like,
Yes.
we are
Minimum
working.
20K a wedding.
Yeah.
Okay. Walking, sweating. I'm like,
Yes.
I'm usually wearing makeup too because I like to be dolled up. I feel like I'm representing of the couple, so I have to
Oh,
look good.
God bless you. I look like Mrs. Trunchbull from Matilda. I know I do, and I don't care. I don't give a because like I think I'm like allergic to my sweat, and every time I sweat, I turn like bright red, so it's crazy. But I actually no, now I put a little mascara on the day off because I'm like, you really gotta
Listen, we'll take a little mascara.
you gotta clean
We'll
it up,
take it.
Cass. But when I'm driving home from a wedding, I get out of my car. I'm literally like my husband. I looked at my Ring camera once. I'm limping to the door. That's crazy.
No,
And
seriously.
yeah,
It's a lot.
I just posted this salty ass reel. And I hope people realized it was salty. And it was like, if your wedding coordinator is taking pretty pictures of your wedding day, they're not a wedding coordinator, because
Period. I'm working.
I'm working.
What are they
I
doing?
I don't give a what your flowers look like. I don't need to take a photo of them or a picture of them, post it. Like, no.
Yeah, no.
Anyway.
And I love your POVs. I actually got meta glasses because of you.
Well, let me tell you.
I said, I can't.
Coordinators should because good coordinators should be. So I'm glad you got them because people are like, what do you do on a wedding day? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And I'm not, people are like, can you help, like do styled shoots? I don't do styled shoots because I'm not styling. Like what I'm doing is I'm doing everything and anything and a million different things. And like the stuff that you don't think of that takes time. Like the biggest thing as a wedding coordinator is time management, people management, being on time. The little things that need to get done for it to be perfectly on time is what I do. And that's a lot of whether it's, bringing flowers to the boys' room, put the boutonnieres on them, giving them rundown of what the day, making sure they're in the elevator 5 minutes early because that elevator's slow, like talking to the driver, letting them know if any changes. Like, so I said to myself, how can I showcase this? Because I'm not about to hire a content creator because I can't, there's too many people on site to begin with.
As is. Oh my God. I cannot continue to manage another person. Like, please get out of the way.
I don't want someone following me around because I'm also very abrasive. So let me get these metas. Let me press a button. And I'm like, wait, this is going to show people exactly what I do. And I'm having so much fun with it. It's like the best. I'll watch them. So what I do is I take like a bunch of videos and then the day after I'll sit there and like, I'm cackling at myself. My husband's like, you're insane. I'm like, I can't believe I just said that.
It have to be a little bit.
I know.
A little bit. Yeah.
So you got them? Did you use them yet?
Yes. I love them so much. Honestly, I just did my first wedding with them back in July because I had literally just bought them. And I was like, this is such a game changer. I don't have to even think about it. It's just a quick click and I'm just working, So I don't even have to do anything.
You do that and then you have to upload it to edits. You put it on Instagram, like the edits app or whatever you do. And then that's how I like edit it. And it's like I've gotten down to science now. So
that's awesome.
Yes.
I haven't gotten it down that much to a science.
You'll get it.
I need to figure out my process after. Or I usually give it to, one of my assistants to take care of it for me. And I'm just like, hey, put this up there. Do something with it. But it's so fun to also see the day as yourself later. Does that make sense?
No, it does make sense.
I see it happening and I'm in it, but I'm working. So I'm not looking at all of the other things. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing at the time. So watching myself work too in my own point of view is also kind of cool. Like just seeing it later.
Yeah. And then maybe you're like, oh, I should do that different next time. And like we did,
yeah.
So like really, it's been like I've watching it back because I've been doing it for a little bit now. I'm like, okay, wow, I I should have switched that up. So it's like I'm learning from it too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's great. And I'll catch like sweet moments on it too that I'll send like my couples, just like a very raw, like, footage of it and like, wow, guys, like, so it's cool. It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So as people are looking for, say, their future wedding coordinators, what is something that you would say they should be looking for when they're interviewing or doing their consults that has absolutely nothing to do with the price?
Nothing, experience.
Hmm.
How long have you been doing this? Out of the years I've been in this there was one couple that asked me, why are you doing this? And I thought that was brilliant. I was like, wow. I was smiling so hard. I'm like, no one has ever asked me that. And I thought
Yeah,
that was
that's a
such
good one.
yeah, I thought that was such it was such a nice question because they're probably getting to really know like why, hey, like why, what's making you do this? Like, like answer, you're not just a number to me. Like this is my God given, like, this is what I was meant to be doing. Like,
Hmm.
I love that question, but also you have to be comfortable with the person, right?
Hmm.
Like I always end my consult calls with, listen, no pressure. Get back to me within 24 to 48 hours. Um, I just want you to be comfortable. I want you to find your right fit. Would love to work with you, but like, just someone that you're going to be okay to opening up with, because like I said, it's a very intimate process. You're gonna have to know dynamics. You're gonna have to know maybe some things that are going on behind the scenes that not a lot of people know about, that you're struggling with, that you need, like, just like a cheerleader or extra support to get you through,
Hmm.
because you're going to be spending all day with that person, and that person will be a
Yeah,
big part of your wedding. Like that will be a core memory for you. It's like, oh my God, I had, Cassidy as my wedding coordinator, Bay as my wedding coordinator. Like, you don't want to look back and be like, oh, I couldn't stand them. So
right.
I think that's really important. Just like your comfort level with someone.
Yeah, I love that. But first of all, personalities for me, because,
Yeah.
like you said, I can't hate this person for the next, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months, whenever,
Right.
you hire out.
Right.
But why do you want to talk to somebody for that long and you don't even like them? Like,
Exactly.
do you like
Exactly.
me as a
Right.
person? Sometimes the answer is no, and that's okay. It just means that I'm not the person for you. There
And
might
that's
be
fine.
somebody else, and that's fine.
Yep.
Go about your day. I wish you the best.
God
There's no
bless.
loss at all.
Have
Love
fun
that.
hiring that coordinator that just play their own wedding for $29.99. Enjoy that.
Right. And
Yeah.
can we please get rid of this term day of coordinator?
Yeah,
It
I hate it.
literally grinds my gear. And
Don't
then
even.
people literally are like, no, 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 we just need you for the day. And I'm like,
No,
okay, but
no,
I'm
that
not
she didn't need to
showing
work
up
with it.
and
Yeah,
that's it. Like, how do I know anything? How do you expect me to do a good job and I am coming here the same
I don't
day
get it.
as a guest?
No, I've never heard. Actually, I think years ago, I was at a wedding and a bridesmaid's like, wow, my friend had a day of coordinator. And I corrected her. I'm like, not day of coordinator, I'm wedding manager. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
But she's like, oh, my friend got married in the city and had one. And they walked in and they were getting makeup done. And they were like, okay, asking questions. So I think like,
Like,
and to
what?
me, I'm like, who the would want that? You know?
Right.
So I don't know, but besides that, I've never heard of an actual person that just comes in on the day. Even the week of, that's not enough time.
That's not enough time. I don't
No,
understand what these people are doing. How are you
no,
calling people and confirming information? Are you not checking things? Are you making your timeline in that short amount
yes,
of time? Like there's too many unknowns that need to
yeah,
get done prior, well in
right,
advance to a week.
right.
Let alone the day. I'm like, what are
No,
we what are we talking about? Is
what are
your
we
floor
doing?
plan done? Like
Yeah,
who
no,
is
I'll never
doing
get
what
that.
in this short of amount of time and why are you hiring them? Like, please get rid
Yeah,
of this now. I only have ever said it because I know a lot of people in this area say DOC or day
yeah,
of
okay,
coordinator. So I refer to that because so that they know what I'm talking about, but
I
I
get it.
always say I'm not showing up on the day of. Please
Right.
understand that. Yeah.
Well, I think that's maybe why, like, that, like some people, like some venues are like, oh, you don't need one because I think there's a misconception. I think they hear day of coordinator, like, why the do you need them on the day? You know what I mean? Like, you don't,
Hmm.
we're the day of coordinators. When you think about it, like, I don't know any venue that the bridal attendant or the maitre d' calls them like months in advance. And listen, I love my
Hmm.
bridal attendants and maitre d's. Like I'm a ride or die for them. But at the end of the day, like they're the day of. They're the day
Yeah.
of. Like those are the people that run that
Hmm.
show. Like you need them. So it's just, to me, it just, I don't know. I think it downplays everything that we do and everything that we provide. Stupid. I hate it.
Absolutely,
We're
it
getting rid of
does.
it today.
Today, never say it again. You heard it here. Cassidy said it.
Fucker.
And speaking of things couples don't realize that we're dealing with, girl, you gave me stories. So in this questionnaire, you said 67 people did what, where down the
So
aisle?
I had, and it was actually on the 15th.
I need to know everything.
So,
Mhm.
no, August 16th, 2025 was the anniversary. It was actually
I love
Yesterday
that
was
you
the
know that
1 year
date.
anniversary, and I was at the venue that it happened at on Saturday. And the bride actually DM'd me. She's like, "Oh my God, you're at the same place we were a year ago." Lovely couple, angels, like sweet, sweet, sweet. Love them so much. She had 18 bridesmaids. He had 22 groomsmen. Now we went from, I don't know if you know much about like tri-state area logistics. So she got ready in her childhood home in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey.
Mhm.
And the church was in Oyster Bay, Long Island. So I had to move like 30, we had 2 buses because you can't take a coach bus on a parkway. So we had 2 big like shuttle buses, Sprinter buses come pick up these group of girls, get them to the church. I had to meet all the men there. I had to put boutonnieres on. Like, I want to say with the 22 groomsmen and all the grandparents, the fathers, the uncles, like everybody, I had to put like 30 something boutonnieres on. And
Wow.
when all was said and done, the grandparents, the flower girls, the ring bearers, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Listen, and everybody walking down the aisle, there was like 60 something people that walked down the aisle. And let me
Right,
tell you,
because
we did it with 15 minutes to spare. We were
I
there
was just about to say, how long did that take?
we were there. I was in the car most of the day, but we were there 15. Then the venue was like another 35, 40 minutes away.
Oh my gosh.
But listen, who the was cool? If you didn't have a wedding coordinator on
Who
a
was
day like,
doing this?
who the hell would have been doing that?
No.
No, it's
No.
just not like you think about it. Like and even let's just say it wasn't even 60 something people. Even if it was like 12 people, you still need people lighting a fire
Yeah.
under. You need someone lighting a fire under these people's asses and moving them. And
First thing I tell my couples.
right. And it shouldn't be the couple. It shouldn't be the parents. Because I'm telling you right now, I will not do it for my daughter's wedding. Like, goodbye.
No.
Shouldn't be your bridesmaids or your best friend. Like, that's just not what it is. So it was intense, but like, that's what I'm hired for. That's what we're hired for. We're hired to get done, and we got it done. But it was very memorable. I have to send you, after this, I'll DM you the reel that I made. You have to see everyone lined up.
Oh my God, please do. I have to see this.
And I had the Kendrick Lamar They Not Like Us song on the background of it. It's like coordinating 18 bridesmaids, 22 groomsmen, like it's no big deal. And it was just, the whole thing was insane. It was crazy, but we did it. We did it and we got it done. So
That is awesome. Oh my gosh. I already have a drink, but I would have needed 2 after that because good God, that is a lot.
What was
oh
your
my God.
bridal party?
So I do a mix. I'm Ghanaian, so I do African cultural weddings too. So the largest party has probably been 30.
Yeah.
But yeah. And that was still a lot.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yep, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So at what point did you realize, okay, this one is going to require like every ounce of coordinator in me? Is it once she told you the number, or like when did you find that out?
She took from the get-go at the consultation. At definitely the consultation. I don't think this is something that she wanted to like throw on somebody.
Yeah. She wanted you to be prepared.
Yeah. So I always end my consults. Okay, so then why do you both personally want a wedding coordinator? And she's like, well, she's like, so I have 18 bridesmaids and he has 22 groomsmen. It's like, excuse me? I'm like, okay. And she's like, and we're going to start in New Jersey and we got to get to New York. And I was like, oh girl. I was like, okay. I'm like, you need me. I'm like, you need me right now. Let me send you the contract. I'm like, okay. And I was very confident and this was last year. I was like, listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm like, there is one coordinator in the island who can get this done for you. I'm like, and it's me. So and I am not like that. I am never like a cocky asshole like that. But I wanted it because I wanted to challenge myself and I wanted to like take it on and I wanted to like prove myself and like kill it. So I was like, we need to go do this. I'm like, because I'm telling you right now, it would be fine. It would be perfect if I'm on this. And it was perfect. It was great. So
that's amazing. And this is what I mean when I tell couples, like, a timeline is more than just putting 4:00 for the ceremony, 5 for cocktail hour. Like, you need someone to move 67 human beings who don't listen through all of that. Like, you cannot do this on your own. Seriously.
It was so funny because I went to the church rehearsal the day before. And the deacon was at the rehearsal, not the priest. There was a deacon and a priest that was running the actual mass, but the deacon was there. And I went up to him like, you know what we got today? He's like, yep. And he goes, this is all you. He handed me the microphone. And like, I usually never need a microphone at the church, but like I was on the altar. Welcome everybody. It was like the Super Bowl. I'm like, welcome to Michael and Mercer's, wedding rehearsal. Like it was insane. But it worked out great, because it's just the whole big thing is like prepping people and like educating people what's going to happen. Like, here's what's going to happen tomorrow, So it ended up being really well. So.
Oh, so glad. I got to see those videos.
Yes.
All right. Yes. So we're going to move into our next segment, which is called Cut the Cake, which is basically cut the BS. So
Yes.
you told me it's basically where we're going to cut through the pretty Pinterest version of weddings
Yes.
and say what we really think. And I already know you are, so I don't even need to prep you
No,
with that.
no,
But
please.
all right, Cass, it is time to cut the cake. You
Let's go.
said you do not need a photo with every single
No.
person in that room. Explain yourself.
God, I can't take it anymore. So part of my 3-month out calls, I give couples a shot list. And when I say shot list, I don't mean like my fiance's face as I walk down out. No, give me the names of your parents, your siblings, your grandparents, immediate family, parents, siblings, grandparents, significant others of your siblings, and like a niece and nephews.
Mm-hmm.
I get people are close with aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff like that. I get that. I'm like, if you want to put them on the list, put them on the list, but I'm going to take it. We're going to talk about when we're doing those. I'm like, don't give me, you don't need a photo of every table there. You do not need a photo. The table dash thing, like I
Okay.
can't, it just kills me because here's the thing, like we're already working, like I can't create more hours in a day.
Yeah.
The most important the most important part of your day is your pictures with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
And your immediate family, parents, siblings, grandparents, significant others, nieces or nephews. You know, if you're telling me you want like 90,000 more photos with this many people, where are we doing that? You don't want to go to cocktail hour?
Amen.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
well, let's try to get them done during cocktail hour. Trying to get any kind of photo done during cocktail hour is not going to happen because because Uncle Ryan's going to be at the bar. You know,
Mm-hmm.
your cousin's going to be smoking weed outside. This one's going to be on texting her boyfriend. Your younger cousins are outside by the water doing TikToks. Like I can't, and like there's no guarantee that I can get everybody there. Like, yeah, I'm very good at people wrangling, but
Mm-hmm.
having them within a sea of maybe 200 plus people, that's not going to be pleasant for me or you or your photographer. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying very hard this season specifically to have people cut that down. And a lot of people are listening to me. A lot of people are like, no, we want to do it. And you know what? My biggest thing is like, okay, we'll do the best we can. You know what I mean? Like, then that's that.
Gotcha.
But you do not
Okay.
need a photo with everyone. Do you even know half these people? No, you don't even know them.
No.
The bride,
And you're not gonna remember.
we had an extended family photo. She looked at me. It was her husband's side. And she's like, I think I know 4 people here. And I'm like, yeah, let's just
Well,
get shit done. So
okay. That was number one, and apparently you have not made enough enemies because we're about to cut the cake again. Because you say kids do not belong at the reception.
and
Ceremony
listen,
and family photos are fine, but get them little crotch goblins out of here
get them out.
once the party begins.
I know that's a very controversial thing to say.
It
right?
is, and I know some people are going to talk about this once this airs. Like, what do you mean my kids can't come?
And you know what? I don't give to be honest with you. I'm a mom. I love kids. I'm one of
I love
5.
it.
My youngest sister is 14 years younger than me. So that's like my baby right there. I've grown up with
Oh.
kids my entire life. Okay.
Okay.
I love them. Should they be at a ceremony? Yeah. Like have a good flower girls and ring bearers down the aisle. You want a picture with them? Of course you do. As a mom, and I'm sure you agree, I rather light myself on fire than have my kid with me at a wedding. First of all, it's loud, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't want to hurt their little baby ears. Second of all, it is not fun watching a child and trying to enjoy a wedding event, which is majority like the majority of the weddings I do are at night. You know what I mean? There's alcohol, there's cocktails flowing. You have to keep an eye on them because there's parts where like, you know, you can't let them go on the dance floor because there's formalities going on. There's a lot of nanny services out there, which I do think are great. And I think that's also a great option because they do a amazing job. Like one wedding I did, there was like a gaggle of children, like 13 children. I didn't see one of
What's
those.
a gaggle?
Like a gaggle. I didn't see one of those kids all night long. I was like, wow, this nanny was worth it. But I just feel like it's stressful for the parent too. It's stressful for the parent. It's,
Yeah.
you know,
You
it's just
can't
like,
fully let loose. Like, honestly, as a
no.
mom, I know I'm always going to be thinking in the back of my head, is she
That's
okay?
it.
Like, has she eaten? Is she crying? Like, all
Yeah.
the things. So
No, like
I hear you.
my sister got married a couple years ago. My brother has 5 kids. I have 1. My sister has 1 kid. After the family photos, I'm like, all right, we're calling up Uncle Pat. He's coming to get your ass. Like, I want a martini. Like, see you later. And like, yeah, okay, bye. You know,
So there's no exception. So like flower girl, ring bearer, your own kids, teenagers. Is there a cutoff?
That's the other thing. Like, I mean, I read some. I posted this thread during the blizzard. Maryland probably got that big. Like, you got a lot of snow last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I posted this thread like controversial wedding topics or like give me like your wedding pet peeves. And there was a lot of people that wrote like, oh, I was invited, but my kid wasn't. You know what I mean? I'm just like, well, what should you? Like, do you really, like, in my head, I'm like, do you really want your kid there, bitch? Like, do you want to eat your filet mignon in peace? Like,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like when it, like friends, kids, like, no, like there's just, it's not a kid. It's not a kid, unless it's a day wedding and like, I don't, goodbye. That's all I got to say.
I hear you.
Yeah.
That's your opinion. We
And
stand
I'm a
on it.
mom. I'm a loving mom with
And
one
we're
of the
both mothers. So yeah, if you hear from us, FTK. Okay.
Yeah. 100%.
I love it. Okay, so then your last cupcake for the day, you said couples would have a much easier wedding if they would just stop, fill in the blank. And you said, do you remember?
Listening to other people. Is that what you said?
Yes. Listening to other people's opinions. That is what you said. That might be the whole episode right there.
That's it. I mean, that's what it boils
What are
down
we
to.
doing? Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. I take your parents to a certain extent because, like I said before, like I'm a mom now and now I see things in a different light. But like, oh, my friend said this, I did this for her wedding because blah blah blah. Like, no, shut the fuck up. Like, it's not her. It's one day. You have one day. You're paying a ton of money because if you're getting married in this, you're getting married. You're paying a lot of money. Like, that's it. It's not. To me, it's not a race. To me, it's not like a comparison thing. Your wedding should be a reflection on you and your partner. So I don't understand why, like, we're listening to so many people's opinions. It would be so much easier. What I think about all the time, 90% of the time when my couples come up to me and I'm like, what, like 3-month alcohol, I'm like, what's stressing you out? What can I take off your plate before we jump into it? It is always friends or family members, always. 10% budget and then 90% always friends or family members.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I'll just like, well, tell them to shut the up. And like, and I'll validate. I'm always trying to validate them. Like, this is, and at the end of the day, I always say to them, the people that make the most noise prior to your wedding, most likely day of will not have the balls to be a bitch or be like, we should, like, they'll just be quiet and keep it moving. Like, that's what I usually say. You know what I mean? It's always like, big, tough, like all this, they have so much to say, but the day of the wedding, they usually behave. So that's what I always tell them, but 100%. I'm sure you agree.
100% too.
It's always outside,
for sure.
Right?
It's always outside influences. And I tell my clients too, like, number one, I'm your biggest advocate. So if there's anything, like, please lean on me. I'll be the bad guy. I'll tell Auntie Sue no. And I'll say it to her face and smile when I do it. Like, I don't care. Yeah. I do not care.
Yeah. I always say I'm not there to make a friend on a wedding day. I'm like, well, yes, because I'm the bridal bestie, but I will not like, oh, your dad's girlfriend. You don't want her in a family photo. Okay, Diane, please step up for this one. Thank you. And like, I wouldn't even look at you. And if like someone's like, oh, Diane, just step out for one more. Thank you so much. Like, that's it. You have no voice. You know what I mean?
Like, it's business. It's fine. And one of the biggest controversial ones that I hear is like, oh, well, but they're paying for this or they're paying for that. And I'm like, okay, but are they paying for it because they love you or because they're trying to manipulate you? Because if it's because they want you to do what they want you to do,
then you need to uninvite them to the wedding and you need to
immediately. Okay? Like, what are we doing? You're not going to pay for me to do what I want, what you want me to do at my wedding. Like,
when people do bring that up, I always say, well, that's a reflection on their personality because if they're making you feel like you need to now cater to what they want because they're writing a check, then that's on them, not you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do get people that like, some parents will pay for the wedding and like, they'll make some comments to me and go, I didn't want them to do that, but like, it's their day. And I'm like, yes, bitch, it is their day. Thank you so much. Like, thank you for saying that. You know what I mean? So those are like, that's the good part of it. But yeah, I do get that a lot. Well, I feel bad because they're paying for this and that. So I'm like, you shouldn't feel bad because that's not the point. I'm like, sure they're paying for it because they like, this is like, you're their child and they can, if they can, and they're willing to, then let them, so.
Yeah, it's definitely easier said than done for sure. I mean, we've said it enough times here, but just if you just learned how to stop caring about other people's opinions and learn how to say no,
your life would be
you'll be much better off for
not
sure.
Not just weddings, for your life too.
For your life, yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh, as I'm entering into this new age, I'm turning 35 this year.
Oh yes, when's your birthday?
November 7th.
Okay, all right, it's coming. Yeah,
Scorpio. Yes. So I'm learning how to just not give a. Like, it's so beautiful. I love it so much. Just stop caring about what if it's going to hurt somebody's feelings or if they're going to have I'm like, if it doesn't, if it means that much to them, they'll come to me and talk to me about it. We can have a put your big girl panties on. We'll talk about it. But otherwise, they're probably not going to say anything like you said. Nobody usually has the balls to come and say something
Never.
to your face. It's always through text, or it's like they'll give you the cold shoulder. But I'm like, you'll get over it. You'll be fine.
I've never had a wedding day when someone was problematic during the process. That was a problematic day of, like, never.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that so funny?
Yes. Will they sit there with a puss on their face and like not knowing that I know the tea? And I'm just like, okay. But like,
and I'm like side-eyeing the people who gave my bride drama throughout the entire time. I'm like, I know it was you.
It's so funny because that's another part of our job. Like, we know.
The tea is always so juicy for the family drama. The Netflix like little theme that was going on, like doing the little documentary. I was like, no, they really need to do one for people in this wedding industry because the tea is crazy for the family drama. I'm telling you.
There was do you remember that trend? And it was like, oh, I'm a teacher. Of course I drink a ton of caffeine. And like people just say like, so I did one with 3 other wedding coordinators on the island. And what my closing was like, we're wedding coordinators. Of course we're going to talk with your, like, about you with your sister-in-law. Like, cause like, yeah, we will.
We will.
Like, we know everybody. We know the problems. So don't. Okay.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So we have cut the cake. Now I want to see what kind of coordinator you really are. It is time for Would You Rather Wedding Coordinator Edition. Okay. So you have to pick one. There's no, it depends, or we got to see.
Oh, there won't be. No.
So choose your chaos wisely. Okay. So first one, would you rather have hair and makeup running 40 minutes behind or have the photographer arrive 40 minutes late?
The hair and makeup, because as long as I get the bride done, I don't give a what the bridesmaids look like. Ooh. I'll help you. I could do a little contour. I'll help you out, but we got it.
Okay.
Yep.
Period. So we want the photographer there on time, though. We have no time.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think about it. Let me see. I'd say honestly that does make the most sense. We could definitely do hair and makeup late, and then we can either push other people around or just move bride up. But yeah, photographer, I need you there. I need these shots.
Or
there's no going back.
Yeah, or brought up party just doesn't get their makeup done. I don't give a you look like. No one's looking at you anyway.
Okay. And then, all right, now number 2, coordinate a wedding with no final guest count or no finalized floor plan.
No finalized floor plan, because I think
same.
I would say no finalized floor plan because we'll just work on it.
We'll wing it. Like, we'll definitely figure out how to fit them in here, but I need to know how many people to work with.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the max on each table? Set it for all that off, and then this one's what I say. We'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yes. Same. Same.
Yep,
okay. So have 20 extra guests show up or have 20 guests no show after their meals have already been paid for?
Okay. Definitely no show, but I have a funny story about 20 extra guests showing up.
Okay. Let us hear it.
Lovely couple. Love them to this day. Local. They live right being. Love them. So sweet. Listen, this is their first wedding event. Like they don't know like, the that goes into it. So a bunch of people canceled. So she added a bunch of people on, and she told me that right before she was literally about to walk. All right, now introducing Mr. and Mrs. Oh, by the way, Cass, I forgot to tell you. Like 9 people canceled, so I added those people. I was like, oh, okay. Doors open. I knew it. The minute the doors open, I get a tap on my shoulder from the maitre d' at a venue, which I'm very close with. Those are my people, right? Like, Cass, about 10 people can't find their seat. Okay, great. Perfect. So not only did they invite those 9 people that canceled, which would have worked out if I had the seats before, like, all right, you're at table number 4, you're at table whatever. Invited them with dates. So there was 20 something people over, and most of the tables were maxed out. And that was the most stressful 30 minutes of my life. But you know what? The event industry, you get it done. The venue figured out the seating. I did the people management. I was like, listen, it's not that you were forgotten about. Like, I was very, very honest. I'm like, I know you were added on last minute because and they knew that. I'm like, but we weren't accounting for you bringing guests. Like, I think they mistakenly told you to bring guests, but we're going to figure it out. Like, I was just, very honest with them. What are we going to do?
Okay. We
figured it out. But yes, I would 100% not like find 20 people not show up, because then I'll just be like, okay, can we get those meals wrapped and ready to go? Just like, for formality purposes, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, 100%.
I hate a no-show for my couple. I really, really do, because I hate to waste money. It sucks so bad. But I mean, I love it for me because it's just less people I have to manage anyway.
But it's every wedding. Every wedding you were going to have
And it's
kids.
every wedding. Yes, I always tell them that too. Actually, I usually say invite 5% more than what you're already expecting
Right.
because you're probably going to need somebody to
Yeah.
fill in a spot because somebody's going to cancel. It always happens.
So, a
Yeah.
minimum 5 people will cancel for your wedding. That's it.
Minimum. Yes.
Minimum.
Okay. So deal with a controlling mother of the bride or have an unresponsive client.
Controlling mother of the bride, because I can handle that. That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same,
Like,
same, same.
yeah.
I hate unresponsive couples because what
Yeah.
are we doing?
What are
Why,
we
why am I here? Like,
Yeah.
do you
And
want to
then,
get
okay,
married?
okay, I'll make a decision, but then don't complain about it day of. You know?
Literally. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, I didn't think it was going to be. Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know anything because you didn't say anything. So
right. Controlling the mother bride. Like, okay, that's what we're there for. Like, it
yeah.
goes back to people management. You're going to deal with a ton of difficult personalities,
Mm-hmm.
and like that doesn't intimidate me. So
Okay.
yeah.
We have 3 more. Rain with no plan B or an outdoor ceremony in 100 degrees heat.
Don't say I'm in 100 degrees heat because I've done it before, and it's like, okay, to the efficient, keep it short. That's it.
Okay.
100%. Yep.
Okay. That's actually a pretty good one. I
Yeah.
said the rain one only because the no plan B, usually if I'm doing an outdoor wedding anyway, there's some indoor space that I've already vetted that I'm
Right.
like, even if of course I have a plan B, but
Yes.
even if we didn't plan
Right.
for it to be the plan B, I'm always going to figure out a place for you to go.
That's the thing. You're always going to figure it's always going to work out, and you're always going to figure it out if you're an experienced coordinator who knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Have the groom split his pants before the ceremony. I know you talked to me about this already. Or the bride's bustle completely breaks off before the reception.
Bride's bustle, because it's easier to sew a bustle than it is pants. I hate sewing pants.
Okay. Can I know the story about this groom? Because what happened?
Oh my gosh. Years ago, funniest couple. It was the end of the night. It's like maybe like a half hour before the after party. I don't stay for the after party. So like whatever. Full blown, not just like a little split and seeing his boxers. No, full blown, like mid hamstring all the way up his ass, and his boxers were out. And like,
doing?
I was like, all right. I'm like, I guess I'm staying for a little bit longer. Let's go sew your pants. He's like, nah, you know what? It's fine. I'm like, it's fine. It's not hot anyway. There's the funniest picture of the bride like sliding under and going like this underneath, and like he's like, it was the funniest ever. Good for him. You know what I mean? Good for him. I probably would have made him let me sew it if it was earlier. But listen, at this point, like the after party food was coming out, like no one gave it. You know what I mean? Like all the older people left. Now it's just like the party animals, and they probably loved it. So I'm like, okay, fine. But I hate sewing. So thank God that he didn't want that.
I hear you. Yeah, no, I have my little sewing kit and my emergency kit too.
Yes.
But yeah, if I have to break that bad boy out, it's serious. Like, all right, come
hate
on,
it.
let's go.
Let's all right. I guess let's have at it. So for sure, bustle all the way.
Got you. All right. And then last one is have the couple change the timeline the night before or have a vendor try to change it the morning of.
The couple night before, because I can either talk them out of it or like whatever. I'll handle the day of. At the end of the day, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But like vendors, no, I can't. Like don't around with that. Like the couple changing the day of is fine. That's fine with me.
Okay.
And that's happened before. It's happened the morning of. So.
Well, you did just tell me about the one that just threw in 27 people right before she walked out. So, I mean, at this point.
Whatever, bring it on. You know, that's what we're there for. We're here to deal with that.
We can do anything.
So, right, 100%.
Okay. And then I could not let you leave before we go over one of the other answers that you gave me because I was like, what are these stories and what is the life that you live?
I think, yes.
So you said
what is the life you live? Okay, go ahead.
You said there was a groomsman who got an entire wedding party kicked off a private property.
Yes.
Like,
let's talk about this. This was a great couple. Love them to death. Bride was such a trooper. I'm in my Jeep, and we had a trolley bus taking the bride and bridesmaids to point A. And then we had another separate bus, like a limo, taking the groom and groomsmen to point A. So they had to be separated because we didn't do the first look yet. We're at a very popular catering hall on the island. There was a mansion that it's like, I want to say like, it's just someone rents it out. He rents it out. He doesn't even use a contract for it. It's a very shady ordeal. The only way of communication is via Facebook Messenger. So of course I'm having a heart attack the whole time, but it's a known place where people go and take pictures with. It's like this really pretty mansion off a main road, really nice grounds, greenery, whatever. And it's just a good option to go to take some photos before we get to the venue, which this venue at that time wouldn't let us in at a certain time, which yes, I get that, whatever, like, so fine. So
Right.
I'm rolling up. I see the bus starting to back out of the parking lot, which was weird because I knew there was a huge parking lot in the back. I'm like, what the is going on? Okay. Then I see some big man in a cut off shirt with this finger in his face to the father of the groom. I'm like, oh, here we go. So I go, I pull up. I stop the bus from backing out. I jump out of the car. Bride's still in there because she couldn't be seen from the groom, like whatever. The he looks at me, he points to me, and all of a sudden this big ass man, Stone Cold Steve Austin, walking to me. I'm like, hi, and I knew his name. I'm like, hi, blah blah blah. I'm like, you blah blah blah. Like what's going on? Everyone's got to get off the property right now. I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm like, what happened? What's going on? One of the drunk groomsmen over there took a piss in front of my window, in front of my wife with his, like, out. And I'm like, oh. So he's saying this to me. And I look over the shoulder of like the groomsmen who are looking at me. And I'm just like, oh, that's disgusting. I'm like, I am so sorry about that. I'm like, I'm apologizing. I'm like, we will leave. I'm like, but can I just ask you one thing? Can I just have the bride and groom take one first look photo here? I will make everybody else get in the bus so I could just everyone get the off the lost it on me.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
So I put my hand in his face and I walked over to the trolley was right there. The door was open. The bride was looking out and she was like, I'm like, are you okay, honey? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, okay. I'm like, we're going to go to a park. We're going to this park that I know that's nearby. Let's all go. All right. I'm like, I was like, everyone get the back on the bus. I go up to the groomsmen and I'm like, which one of you did it? And they're like, this Michael did it. Like, whatever name. And I'm like, Mike, I'm like, what the? I'm like, in front of a window? I'm like, you couldn't go into a bush? I'm like, come on now.
Right.
Like, whatever. Long story short, I call up the venue. Again, goes back to having good relationships with the venues. I'm like, Sean, my maitre d', I'm like, can we get there a little bit sooner if this park doesn't work out? Because this is what happened. He starts laughing. He's like, yeah, Cass, whatever. Just get here whenever you can. Perfect. We go to the park. We end up taking the pictures. I always put a 20-minute buffer time in my timeline for this reason. Always. There's
Okay.
always a buffer time. Usually I'm always 15, 20 minutes ahead of schedule. At this point, we were only 5 minutes ahead of schedule when we got to the venue because we ate up that buffer time, but we got it done. That's why it's always so important for buffer time. But yes, this man was like veins popping out of his forehead. And like at the end of the day, I get it. But also on the other perspective of things, like you're allowing bridal parties onto your property. Like, it's most likely going to be a group of like middle-aged, like younger kids. Like, there's going to be drinking involved. You know what I mean? Why aren't there, there should be a contract in place. There should be the whole thing was bizarre.
Oh,
Then,
my God.
this is the weird part. So he had my contact information. So I don't know why he didn't call me directly. I get a phone call from the venue the day after. So-and-so from the blah, blah, blah mansion is calling asking for your number. And I was like, oh my God. He's like, we're not giving it to him because it's not like, I'm not comfortable with that, but I just wanted to let you know. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, okay, just him. I don't want to talk to him. Like, it is what it is. It's done. And apparently they don't do wedding photos anymore. I get a phone call the day after from the venue. He's calling again. And I'm like, what the? He says he really wants to speak to you. And I'm like, oh my God. So listen, I'm a tough bitch, right? But I said to my husband, I'm like, I'm gonna call this asshole back on speaker. I'm like, so just listen to this conversation, right? Like, just whatever. So I call him and he's like, listen, he was so nice. I just want to apologize for like flipping out the other day. It was really unprofessional of me. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you were really heated. I'm like, listen, and I get it. Like, I understand where you're coming from. That's like really disrespectful. I'm like,
Yeah.
but I'm like, on the other hand, I'm like, I just wish it was handled a little differently. Cause he was like, getting in my face and like, I can handle it, whatever. But that was the craziest story ever. Like,
Oh, my
my life,
God.
that it was like, it felt like it was 3 minutes of chaos, but it was like probably over a period of like 45 minutes. It was a show. All because some guy is in front of his wife. Like, it
Did
is
the
what it is.
groomsman apologize?
And then he apologized. And then we're at the park. He's like, do I have time to go to the bathroom? I'm like, you're holding it in. I'm like,
Again?
Yep.
Dude.
I'm like, look, you're holding it in, bro.
Get your bladder together. What the
Get it
hell?
together. Get your together. Okay.
Oh my God. This is the type of crazy stuff nobody sees
No,
that we handle all the time. But there's another side of this job too that I think people don't always see because we get to see people's, beginning of like their forever. And
yes.
you said something I thought was so sweet. You said anything involving grandparents gets you emotional.
Forget it.
And you said you saw someone, a bride dance with her grandfather and you just lost it. Like after seeing hundreds of weddings, how do you think you still get so emotional at every single one?
Every single one of them is because like you get to know them. You get to know the couple and their stories.
Yeah.
Like I know there's some parents that some parents are sick. You know what I mean? And like, it's so important for the first dance. I had a wedding where the bride just found out that one of her uncles like was diagnosed with terminal cancer. Cass, please make sure I get a picture with him. Of course. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Yeah.
you see stuff, you get to know people. It's like life, you know? So at the end of the day, like, yeah, like all the picking the menu out, this and that and this and that, like it's still it's a big day in someone's life. And, you know, you get to be a very small, you get to be a part of it. So it's really special. And grandparents, in my opinion, can do no wrong on a wedding day. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get that generation. They can do whatever they want. You want to stand up and take a picture with your cell phone? Like, okay. I'm like, I didn't see anything. I will never, ever, ever say it, like raise my voice at them. In my opinion, they could do absolutely no wrong. Like I tell people that too. I tell them all the time.
It's a big respect thing for me too. And one of those things, but like we said, you know, how you make people feel, you know, like Nana can do no wrong. Let her be. This is her grandbaby. She wants a photo on her phone that she can show her,
oh my God,
you know, bingo ladies on Monday. Let her take her damn photo.
She's playing Marge. Let her do something. I actually, out of my Google reviews, there's one Google review I actually have printed and hanging on my wall from a grandfather for a wedding that I did. It was a grandfather who wrote it was like the most beautiful review. I remember screenshotting it because I have like everyone's number saved. I sent it to the mother of the bride. I'm like, this would be my most cherished review ever. And it's just the grandfather of the bride. He was an older guy. And he just said something along the lines of like, oh, I'm just echoing the sentiments of my granddaughter. Like, thank you and he signed it, love grandma and grandpa. And I was like, oh, that's it. I'm like, they could do no wrong in my eyes. And I usually get along best with them, not best with them the day of, but like, if there's grandparents, like if the couple's blessed enough to have the grandparents involved. I remember one wedding I did, it was a grandpa and he was like this older guy, had a wheelchair. And he looks at me before the church. He's, how long do you think this is going to be, kid? And I was like, he's like, I'm like $5. I'm like, $5 is going to be under. He's like, $5 over and under an hour. I'm like, it's going to be over an hour. He's like, no, it's going to be under. And the day of the wedding, he gave it was over an hour. He gave me $5. It was like just the funniest, just, you have like the best, what's that word called? Interactions with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, they're so adorable. I love this so much. Yes. Love them. So after everything you've seen behind the scenes, what's one thing you wish couples knew before their wedding that they can take away?
That they could take away? What do you like that they
like a hot tip that you just want them to take away from after watching this?
Just surrender day of. Just surrender the day of. Like surrender the day of. So, like that's it. I deal with type A couples, type B couples, type C couples, and you know, at the end of the day, just try to be fully present. And I'm sure you tell people this too. Some people I'll be like, what do you want a wedding coordinator? Oh, because I want my day to be perfect. Your day will not be perfect.
It won't.
Okay. Hiring a wedding coordinator is not going to guarantee your day to be perfect, but it's going to guarantee that someone will be there for when happens. So that's why you have a wedding coordinator. And it's just don't get caught up in that. You know what I mean? I always tell my clients, if something happens the day of, I will take care of it before you even hear about it. Maybe I'll tell you a couple weeks after. There was been that happened that I'm like, oh, guess what happened at your wedding? You know what I mean? If it's a problem, which is very rare, that is bigger than something. If it's a problem that could be bigger than something that cannot be fixed day of, it will be an email on Monday. I'm never going to say off once the wedding's over. Like if something major happens that I'm a part of, that I want to help my couple out with, boom, 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 I'll draft an email. Here you go. Send it off. But don't get stuck up on the little because it's just I was a bride once before. It goes so fast, and you just want to soak it all in.
Fast, yes. All this planning, weeks, months, sometimes over a year, especially because I do destination weddings too, and then you just get to the day, and it's 4 hours for your reception, half an hour for your ceremony. You have to just stay in the moment. That's what I always say. Yeah,
well, it's a good thing you bring that up because when you think about it, your wedding, the actual, the ceremony portion and the party portion, it's really only a 7-hour thing. All the photos of the hair, the makeup and shit, that adds to it. But take away all of that, it is literally a 6 to 7 hour thing.
The core event is 6 hours.
Yes. So
that is it.
That's nothing. I could talk to you for 6 hours, easy, right? And that's your wedding day. So
yeah.
100%.
Cassidy, thank you so much for coming to hang out with me today.
It's over? Stop.
You're amazing. An hour. It flew by. We've been sitting here just chatting it up. Oh my gosh. Please. We have to do it again. And I want to do this in person too. So please tell me that you'd be down to do that.
I would come to Maryland.
I love it. And I feel like we need to work an event together. I don't know how we're going to make that happen, but
we got it.
Figure it out.
We should do like a master class.
Oh, yes, because people need to know the things.
People need to know the things. It should be like Survivor, though. Like, we should have a group and be like, okay, no, you're not going to be one. See ya.
You're not going to make the cut in this
Sorry.
season.
If your name gets called in the next hour, that means you could stay and join the class. If not, like, maybe you should look into doing something else. Have a great day.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Please tell the people where they can find you.
Yes. So you could find me at, so it's yourbridalbestie.co. C-O, no M, no com, because someone has a com, and GoDaddy tried to, like, I hired someone to go after them and they wouldn't respond, okay? So it's yourbridalbestie.co, and then my Instagram is yourbridalbestie_co. That's where you can find me. Everyone's like, get a TikTok. I can't do TikTok because I already feel like social media already me up. I'm on it too much. Like, so I'm Instagram and my website is where you can find me, so.
Perfect. And your service area is New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, right?
Yes. So the tri-state area, I have to tell you, since I've been starting to do these reels, I've been getting so many people reach out to me, like Utah, like crazy, like Alabama.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have a kid, if I didn't have one on the way, I'd probably be like, I'm going to Oklahoma this weekend. Bye, bitch. With my husband. But I'm going to be very candid and say, like, I'm going to try to stick to the island unless, like, something like, a crazy opportunity comes up. But, like, I'm, in my mom era, so I'm kind of trying to stick to be home. So, yes.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. You have been absolutely amazing. And everybody watching, if you love Cassidy, go show her some love, follow, like, repost, subscribe, all the things. Until next time, plan smart, party harder.
Thank you, babe. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Plan smart, party harder.